Hi, I'm Musik and you're watching Artist Life. Welcome to my studio. In today's episode, I'd like to share with you some of my thoughts on painting. So, if you're ready, you need some supplies. Let's start with a 10 by 12 canvas, ultramarine blue, yellow ochre, raw sienna, cadmium yellow, cadmium red, ivory black, titanium white, galkite, palette paper, odorless terpenoid, number 4 flat bristle brush, detail brush, and a palette knife. So what I'm working on right now is to fix the drawing on my canvas, and instead of using fixative, I'm using the galkite. As you can see, it dries really fast in about 20 minutes, and it's not as toxic, I should say, as fixative. And the tinting process, what I have done again is used raw sienna along with galkite, and I'm just thinning it down, as you could see, and just spreading it evenly. I like the fact that it leaves this unperfect feel, and it creates a three-dimensional look to the canvas, as you could see. So I'm just spreading it, and I'm using a fan brush. So almost there. Just roughly tint the whole canvas. And if you notice, I can still see my drawing, so I'm not continuously getting rid of it. With this paper towel, you can just blotch out all the light areas, and that will help you to create more of a three-dimensional feel. And with the fan brush, I'm just kind of darkening areas, and with the paper towel, just spread it a little bit to tint the canvas. So it feels really tacky already. So with my number 4 brush, go ahead and start putting the dark tones in. What I have on the canvas is considered a middle tone tint. So with my brush, I'm just applying the dark areas, as you can see. Okay, so around the eyes, right there, and I'm being very loose. I gotta talk about that just for a few minutes. I'm trying to not really hold on to my drawing that much, applying a very loose approach. I don't want this to be super photographic, just a very loose way of painting. the three-dimensional feel. Usually what I'm doing is simplifying my tones, which means that I have a middle tone. Middle tone usually is throughout the whole canvas. Then as I develop, I tend to either go with my dark shades, my dark tones, or my light tones. It depends. So I am putting the white areas around the eyes, as you can see. Okay. So by not completely blocking in the canvas, I'm able to fill in the tinted areas with the colors that I want, so it won't get muddy. The colors won't get muddy by using that approach. So you can see that underneath the nose, it's a little white, and this part is like the chin area, I guess. Now the drawing will always improve. The more you scan through the painting, the more you apply and go throughout the whole canvas, it tends to develop itself. So the idea is a few things. Your drawing is super important. So when you're painting, in your mind, you are constantly focusing on the drawing. And also, the other thing is your shades of darks and lights. It's really important to make sure that you're putting your tones. So I separate it into three different major tones, and that is my middle tone, my dark tones, and my light tones. I'm constantly focusing on these things. And then also color. Color is the most important thing that you can do because it's very expressive. You're putting your own feel into the painting. So I'm not trying to go with exact colors, but similar colors. Sometimes I like to just soften the edges, as you could see, with my brush. So now I'm applying the dark tones, which I have done quite a bit, and simply just apply it throughout the painting as needed. The stripes underneath the chin area, this is all dark, if you could see. Okay, so by blurring it out, I don't commit myself to any area, again, keeping it loose. And around the eyes, I have black in my on my brush, and that's what I'm using to apply. Okay, so work around the eyes, trying to make every brush stroke that I apply make a difference. So that's really important. Okay, so the eyes, around the eyes are black, or dark, I should say. There it is. So again, now what I tend to do is if I notice that my drawing is needs work, I tend to just constantly focus on that too. And at the same time, I am applying the right colors and the right shades of darks and lights. So everything is done at the same time. It's like one brush stroke tends to do quite a bit. Just as a reminder, if you guys have any questions regarding this episode or comments, you can always contact me directly. My website address is on the screen. Okay, so back to applying the stripes. That will help me with the shape. Every time that you put a mark in, like the stripes, that will help you with the drawing as well. Every time that you apply the paint, it starts to make a difference, as you can see. So I don't really have a lot of paint on my canvas, and the Galkite that I'm using, it's helping it to dry fast, so I'm always able to apply the next layer on top of it. So it's a really good medium to use. I highly recommend Galkite. The alternative for me for Galkite is Liquin. That Liquin works pretty well too. If you can't find Galkite at different stores, you can always purchase Liquin. So if you notice, I'm still using brush, and eventually I'm going to change it to palette knife, and that should be really fun. I love using palette knife. Okay, so let's dab a little bit of this lighter shade of color. So if you notice, I'm just filling in the up and down motion with my brush. It helps to create like a very short fur-like effect. So it's really cool. When I pull my brush, I don't really get that kind of effect that's required in this painting. So please keep in mind that these are the first few steps. There's a few more that I'll need to apply. Eventually in this video you'll see it. Just a quick question, have you subscribed to my YouTube channel? If not, you can always do it now. Okay, if you notice around the mouth area, it's starting to develop, and again, I'm never getting stuck on that one area, and the drawing is always improving. So let's apply this color here. All right. So darkening the bottom part of the painting will help for the face of the tiger to stand out more. So let's put some dark tones here in the mouth area. I don't need to overwork my brush, if you notice. Just apply the color, soften it if need be, and then move on. It's pretty straightforward. Just as a reminder, holding on to your drawing is important, but if you lose your drawing because you're trying to stay loose like I am, just focus on bringing the drawing back. That's what you can do always. So always focus on that. And the darks and lights, again, like I said before in this video, and then the colors, that's important too. Okay, so switching to a little tiny brush will help me. And then now finally the palette knife. With the palette knife, I'm constantly applying thick layers, and I don't tend to blend too much when I work with palette knife, and I just move on through the whole painting that way. Using a little bit of ultramarine blue, that tends to help me with my dark areas. Never use pure black. You're always mixing the black with other colors like ultramarine, sometimes raw umber if you're using raw umber. Okay, so I'm starting with the whiskers. As you can see, that's starting to apply, but it's very loose. I want to keep this as loose as I can. And other detailed areas, if you lose the drawing or if you want to create more of a detailed drawing, you can use the brush and just go at it. So again, if you have any questions regarding this episode, you can always call us or contact me through the website address. So thanks for watching this episode of Artist Life. Till next time, happy painting. Bye.